Hey guys, this is Alex from 4C Trading, and today I'm gonna be checking Stellar again, but this time around I will be checking it against Bitcoin because Stellar did make a quite extraordinary pump on weekly. And just observing a chart like this, which is actually on Bittrex, on Binance it's a little bit shorter, on Bittrex it goes all the way back to 2015, and it's really good to see a late project like this in crypto. I mean, 5 years in crypto, or in this time like going into 6th year, I mean that is definitely a good age, especially in crypto where a lot of projects don't get to keep their hype for very long. This one is still going strong, so it's really good to see, right? And especially when I see a chart like this, I just wanted to show this chart around a little bit on weekly before we get started. You can see this chart really gives you a lot of hope, because essentially speaking, without breaking the lows of this, and you can see that we haven't broken the lows of this, you have chances of retesting this area right here. That would be one of the high time frame areas that we will be chasing over the long term area, right? And if you look at it from the long term perspective, this area is still 260% away, or 250, depends on which in the box are you gonna take it, right? And having an area like this definitely pays off, because 250% is definitely a really good trade. And not only it is not on USDT, it is on Bitcoin, so possibly we're gonna have a chance to multiply some of our Bitcoin holdings, right? And yes, I gotta mention, Bitcoin today tagged 40k, and I'm absolutely stunned. I for one did not see that coming so soon. Definitely I was shocked by that again. But at the end of the day, you might be greedy, you might not be greedy. I get that called a lot, but you're just following the trend until the trend proves you wrong. And this, what's happening right now in the crypto, is the most perfect example to what I've been saying this for the past half a year, or almost a year right now that I'm doing these videos, right? So yeah, let's get started on right on it, right? So as you can see, I already drawn a little bit of an area down here, and you can see that we kind of reacted it from it. And this type of reaction, we are still located on the weekly, was very, very strong, right? You can see that we had 160% reaction onto it, right? So ideally speaking, from weekly base of perspective, we would like to see the weekly close, and for that fact, we would like to see weekly close around this part, right? Most likely we would like to prefer to see it around this part, but then again, a weekly close, it is a lot to begin with, right? Obviously we will not be looking for weekly trades on this one, because even though if we would go for an area like this on weekly, if we perfectly just demonstrate a stop loss on it, you would see that the stop loss is absolutely huge, right? Yeah, and you can see stop loss is 60%. So you might be shocked by seeing, why, look at that, it pumped for 200%, right? But also you gotta remember your stop loss is absolutely huge as well. So that's why I usually don't like to do this kind of trades when it comes to crypto. Now going back to 4 hours, a little bit short time frame, maybe even daily could be enough for us at this point. You can scrolling a little bit in there, you can basically see a couple of things going through for Stellar, right? Basically we have started to increase the volume. The volume has been a little bit increased. If you compare it to the past, that is always a good sign to begin with, right? And not only have you already did one on USDT, but now on BTC there are a little bit of more opportunities as well. And again, we are facing two of the opportunities. So one, which is now again a little bit more bullish, and it's going to be on weekly, it's going to be on daily. And if you zoom it a little bit out, you can see the area that we now need to hold for us to continue, which is basically right now, right? So we are currently right standing at the area, which is again a weekly confirmation as well. If we get to hold this area, we will definitely continue on the trend, and we will probably do something great with it, right? So speaking of which, the only area might present us a little bit of trouble is when you're trying to locate a stop loss for it, because you had such a sudden pump, you're gonna have issues. And if you look at it, the only structure you can basically base off is like something like this, because this is the end of the area, and this kind of structure falls only below to the area, right? And we can put a stop loss here. You can still see we're still getting a little bit more than that desired 10% that we are looking for. We are actually getting 15%. But in this case, I'm gonna say that's actually not too bad, right? That's not too bad just because, you know, as you've seen, our main profit target, or the last one, is absolutely up out here, right? It's really high up. So thus I do think this is gonna do us a great justice when looking for it, right? Obviously we won't go just from here to there, that would be absolutely insane, right? We do have to take profits, we do have to make insurances, right, so that we don't lose for nothing. And our first profit take is going to be secured right here. And you know, right off the bat, it might not be the 260%, but 60% or 4R is quite an amazing profit take, right? One thing goes to mention only when I'm watching this trade right here is the fact that Bitcoin dominance did not reject bearishly, right? Bitcoin dominance is currently doing a bounce from a bullish level. So yes, there is chances for this trade to go down some further regarding against the Bitcoin. That's why stick around, because I will show you the next trade for it, which is going to be much safer than this current one that we are doing, right? So yeah. This trade, like I said, we already got around 15% stop loss. The first profit take is going to be 60% or 3.4R, so we are pretty much stretching it up there right from the beginning. And then the secondary profit take is going to be located again up here. And again, guys, all of the prices can be seen on the right side of my screen. As you can see, prices right here, located right here. Oops, what am I? Yeah, prices are located right here, as you can see, right? So everything can be seen. So again, the secondary profit take 150%, or you know, taking a profit take at almost 2000 satoshis, and that is roughly 10R to begin with. And now further in scaling a little bit further, like I promised at the beginning, 250% or at 2600 satoshis, and having a 16R trade. That is absolutely amazing trade if it reaches up to there. And if it reaches up to there, we're most likely gonna see a pullback from this area, because it is such a strong, it is one of the mainest areas on the entire chart, and you already know that when we hit those kind of areas, we usually go for a much needed pullback as well, right? So again, this trade, it's really fine trade to begin with, and right now I'm going to delete it just to make the second one a little bit simpler to see, right? I mean, you can scroll back, rewind the video and check it from there again if you need to. But now I'm gonna move to a secondary area, and the secondary area right now is going to be located right down here. It is going to be located right down here, and it's actually one of the last untested lows before moving high, right? So now what I'm suggesting is, let's just say the current Bitcoin dominant chart really reacted bullishly, right? So it did reacted bullishly, so now we have chances of going above the previous high of 72% dominance. So now we also have chance of retesting all the way to down here. And retesting all the way to down here would actually still mean that there's a possibility of a 30% drop against a BTC pairing. Now that might not happen on USDT pairing, because you know, if BTC continues to go up, USDT pairing will most likely move with it. But if you look at it from the BTC pairing standpoint, yes, it can still go down for 30 to 40%, depends on how far that Bitcoin dominance really stretches itself, right? And facing down here, you can really see, I mean, I do like areas like this because they do present me a quite easy stop losses, even though, because when you usually go that low, the Satoshi numbers really tighten itself, so most likely we will be facing a larger stop loss. But, you know, nonetheless, the trades are, some of them, I mean, they really play a lot of the times out, and you really are facing most of the time a good profit takes, right? So now you can see the first stop loss, it's going to be located around here. So it's going to be 25%. So this is what I'm really talking about. At the end of the day, you can see these stop losses are really fat, but we are still having our sights on a target, something like this for this trade, right? So now what I'm going to do is, our first profit take is definitely still going to have to be this area, right? We lost this area by going all the way down here, so now we have to reclaim it back. So by doing that, we have to absolutely take another profit take right here, and doing that is going to be 47% on 1.8R, which is not the most amazing profit take, right? But if we manage to break through this area, then we confirm our bullishness yet again, and then we get to face some higher profit takes, right? And again, you can see this one is about at around 760 satoshis profit take, right? And if we start moving it all the way up to there again, we can see at 1200 satoshis, we can see that 133% or 5.2R, it gets immediately way more interesting than it was back then, right? And then obviously I'm going to stretch it even more, and landing at 267 satoshis, 267% or 1.9k satoshis, and at 10R. Now one thing is, yes, my third profit take is usually the last one, right? But what I'm planning to do on this trade, I will probably re-add somewhere here or possibly a little bit lower, depends on what the price action is gonna tell me at the moment of the arrival of the price here, right? If that happens, I will re-add it, I will reset this profit take, and I will make it go higher, right? So I will just re-add this profit take and move it all the way to up here in case if it does happen. If it doesn't, I will follow it with a stop loss and get stopped out from the trade and obviously, you know, go for something else. And this last profit take, it is a bit of a moonshot. It does look a little bit unbelievable, right? But yes, the last profit take is at 410%, 2,600 satoshis, right, or 16.3R. And again, it does sound unbelievable. But again, if you go on a weekly chart, you know, holding this area, right, at the beginning of what we spoke of and hitting this one is absolutely still possible. It is possible from the price of from the price action standpoint. We just can't say where the timeline is, but when once Bitcoin calms itself and, you know, we start seeing some of these pumps on some coins, it's gonna happen on some coins. Hopefully it's gonna happen on this one, right? But we never know, right? We can only participate in these trades and just try to make some profits along the way, and, you know, just try to make some money at the end of the day, right? So yes, guys, thank you for watching this video. Please do recommend it to your friends, subscribe to our channel, show us some love, right? Comment in the comment section down below what would you like to see in the future, or, you know, all of the stuff that would interest you seeing, or try to teach you about trading or something like that, right? And also join us at Free4C community channel where we discuss stuff like this, you know, Bitcoin analysis, Ethereum analysis, you know, how to move stop losses and all of that stuff that really helps you in the path becoming a real trader. Yeah, so thank you for watching this video, guys, and we will be seeing each other in the next one.